Okay, we are recording. I tried to do this video twice already, and it's Friday the 10th, and one time I didn't share my screen, one time I didn't hit record. So I'm actually having a fairly good day, and I still screwed up the simple stuff. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys in New York enjoyed that little bout of snow we had. How annoying after such a great day yesterday. Alright, so this is our follow-up video. I'm going to answer a couple of questions and really get to the setups that we looked at this week. A couple of questions I got just to start off. Um, you know, in these videos, I'm really hoping for you to learn, kind of just have a takeaway that if trading does not have to be a zero-sum game where you're only sitting behind a screen pushing buttons, or you're buy hoping and praying. There is a middle ground of just setting these trades up and forgetting them, kind of letting them do what they're going to do. So that's kind of why I only said about 5 setups this week. People were asking for a couple more, but I want it to be easy enough for you guys to follow. So next week, on Monday, that video and that email will have closer to 10 setups as of right now. I'm going to open the floodgates for you guys so you guys can kind of see how I trade. A couple questions: were these the only trades I took this week? First off, no. I bought some long calls in SLV, the silver ETF. I had the Chipotle trade that I showed you guys, but I used options to do it. And I have a long on Gilead, also with options. And I have a couple of options trades pending. But on the stock-wise, that's everything. And then I had some futures set up this week. I think I only had 3, though. I had a light trading week, but I had a fairly nice week for myself. So let's jump right into taking a look at, let's see, the first one we looked at was Chipotle. And here's the trade. We were looking at this little area here where we had that big bullish move. We waited for the retracement to come in here. For you options traders, we bought a spread here, and we rode it until, I think I told everyone 410. Move this out of the way for myself, and it actually went closer to 411. So good job there. Here's the trade. Where is it? There it is. Going over to target yesterday. Boom. So it entered on Tuesday. Yesterday, Thursday. Not too shabby. Here's the spread. Here's the one we bought at $2.65 on Tuesday. And we closed it yesterday. We bought it for, this says $2.65. I actually got it for $2, but either way, you have what's in front of you, the $2.65 here. And then we sold for $4.25 yesterday. Pretty cool. Nice little trade. I believe the other one we were looking at was stock-wise. Chipotle is the only one we made entry on. So these other trades will be good for next week, 2 weeks from now, whatever. So Celgene was one I was looking at for you guys. That's the trade I was looking at there. We may actually get entry here. I don't particularly like this trade, so I'll examine this on Monday. But this is the one I was looking at for you guys. We'll see. Maybe next week we'll get hit on that one. CVS. Okay. I really like this short up here. I really want price to get into this vicinity so I can take it short there. More than likely, that probably will not be Monday, but who knows. These two levels to go long from, I don't like either of them, put it that way. So I don't think I'll be taking them, but I'll decide on Monday. We'll look at the market conditions and take a look. But these aren't the tremendous moves that I'm really looking for. Let's see. And then we were looking at the XLF, the financials ETF. Now, why do I say that? Financials are a big part of the market, obviously, and they've been doing really well since Trump is elected. So here we go. We have that little level from 2008. Look at that move down. Wow. So if price gets into this vicinity, I really want to, I mean, it's 20. I either may just buy short the ETF, or just buy some puts and give myself some time for it to work out, because I don't think there's that much premium in selling anything in here. So I may just go out a little bit, since it's a monthly chart, go out in time and try and get options that, because if this works, this could really go. We'll look at the entry first, but that's a trade I'm really excited for. And then we also looked at the XLU, the utilities ETF. That was more of a trade we were looking to cancel. Where was the setup here on the higher time frame? Right there was the higher time frame trade. I believe on a 30-minute, yeah, right in there. It was a trade I said not to take, so right in there, it fell right through. In here was another trade. There's other trades on here I'll show you guys next week. Just to give you a slight preview, I'm waiting on something on Dunkin' Donuts, Palo Alto Networks. I'll show you that Gilead trade. What else do I have going on next week? Oh, I have a really nice trade on Target. Yeah, definitely. If you guys want that sooner, I'm doing the options analysis. I did it already. So for you option traders, just shoot me an email and we can talk about that. For Dunkin' Donuts, I am waiting for this to come in here. This will be a preview for next week. I also have a short setup on here. Beware the Fed meeting next week. They're going to meet next week to decide on interest rates. That will, everyone's assuming a raise, but who knows? Don't assume anything. I'm not a Fed watcher. I'm just here to react. Overhead on the S&P, I saw some action on Twitter today. People talking about it going back to 2,400 in the futures. So I think it's going to have some slowdown here, but I really think the big stumbling block is when price actually gets to that vicinity there on the S&P. And then I highlighted some little stuff here below for some possible longs. I got to take these apart a little bit more. So I'm not really thrilled with this. I actually think we're probably more head to the downside a little bit next week, either before the meeting or after. We'll see. But that's that. So I hope these videos you're enjoying it, seeing a way that we trade here at PTL and how Mitch and I do it and our students. Hope you get a lot out of these. And on Monday, I will release our new video with a bunch of new stock setups and Forex setups. And you know what? All in this video here, let's just jump into the Forex website setups too, because I want to show you guys something really happened. So check this out right here on the, I think I was looking at 120. See how we missed that setup right there on the Forex side? This actually hit on the Euro futures, but did not touch on the actual Forex pairs right there. So, and then just starts screaming higher. So, nothing there on the Euro. On the pound, we're waiting on some stuff I was showing you guys the other day. I know I have a 130-minute chart here that's more for stocks, but we got some good levels here for the pound, depending on news that we'll look to take short in this vicinity here. These two in yellow for next week, but no entries there. On Aussie dollar, what do we got going on? Showing you guys these two. There we go. Okay, this one ticked through it just a little. Tiny, tiny level right here. I am not taking this. I don't suggest you take it. This is a good level right there. That's one I'm waiting on. So we'll wait and see. Sorry this axis is on here, David, if you're watching this video. I will fix this and get it for our next week's video there. I don't know what happened to the axis along there. The yen, what do we have going on? Sorry, it's just going to save me time to do both Forex and Forex and stocks at this point. These headed higher. Nothing really here on the yen for me to go through. Let's see, USD CAD. Tiny, tiny level on the CAD. I was really hoping this was going to touch. Just kind of like tick in here. See, it got close, but I really was hoping. That's a big move down. So, I don't know, maybe next week. And then I did like something in here, but couldn't make it resolve into anything. I really couldn't make it resolve into something good. See how it turns into a mess when you go down in the time frame? So I'm kind of just going to lay off that one. On the 240, I already highlighted here, way down here is something really good. So, but we need that move down. So either we have that tiny, tiny daily level, which is a low risk entry, but I wouldn't call it The trade basically has to work really quickly if you're going to get entry on that. So it needs to really just touch and then come down. We have that 240 level. Let me go back to the 240 right there. We need price to fall into that level. It's a ways away, but again, these trades don't go away. They're still viable for next week and the week after. All right, so this NZD is trying to get out of that weekly level. Until it breaks below it, I wouldn't exactly be, I don't love that little gap there, but I wouldn't be screaming to short this until it breaks that weekly level. Not much here. I would short this. Yeah, this I like. But it's also a ton of risk because, it's a daily chart. So this in here is something to keep an eye on, but kind of play wait and see on the New Zealand dollar. I wouldn't rush to do this, to do anything with this just yet. But that's it on the Forex side. I'm not going to do cross pairs. Just not enough of you trade it. David, I know you dabble in this and do really well with it. One of our students, David's one of our stars, does really good with Forex cross pairs. Nothing wrong with them. Another tool for the toolbox. Let me call it a night. And, we had those good stock setups, 5 of them altogether. 3 of them are viable for next week. Celgene, XLF, and CVS we'll be looking at for next week. Chipotle is done. No second chance at that one. No another bite at the apple. That trade worked out great. Made us some money on the option side or the stock side. Next week we have some setups here I have ready for you guys. I'll release those on Monday. Keep coming with your feedback and your questions, and I'll try and get to them individually as best I can. A couple of questions on scanning I answered on, just looking for these setups and how I do it. The date of our next boot camp, which we don't have yet. We will have one in April. And a bunch of other questions. So, keep it coming. I really appreciate your guys' feedback and your help. Keep it coming. I hope you're enjoying these videos, and the new one will be out on Monday. Also, next week, we will try and do either next week or the week of the 20th, we will try and do we will try and do a live webinar on how do we trade price action and what exactly we're looking for, and kind of give you guys a brief intro to it. So look out for that. Otherwise, guys, enjoy your weekend, and I will talk to everybody on Monday. Enjoy, guys. Take care.